In our today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the instruction and information. This we can use as a reference in terms of what you should expect when you go and write your paper for your June 2025 examination. It is important for you to understand that there will be no major differences from what you will see in the information instruction in this video as to what you are expecting to see when you go and write your economics paper 1. I want you to hear me properly and listen in terms of what you are supposed to do when you get to the exam. Your paper that you'll be writing for your June 2025 will have instruction and information. That will be your page 2. And then you need to read everything carefully. Read as if you've never read it before. It is important for you to do that so that you do not make silly mistakes. If you're looking at question number 1, instruction information number 1, it says answer 4 question as follows in the answer book provided. So you'll be provided an answer book and you are supposed to use the answer book provided. Do not use your own documents or your own answer book, but use the one that will be provided to you in the exam room. You'll have section A. Section A is compulsory. Everything in section A you need to respond to. It is compulsory and you don't have options in terms of which part of the question you're going to answer or not. So everything needs to be responded to. Section B. In your section B, you'll have 3 questions. It will be your question number 2, 3, and 4. And you need to choose out of those 3 questions which one you are more comfortable with, and you will need to respond towards that one. So then you need to answer 2 of the 3. You need not to look at the one that you do not feel comfortable with. And then you'll have your section C. Section C will have 2 questions. And again, you need to answer only one of the 2 questions. If you decide on section B to answer all the 3, you'll be wasting valuable time that you'll need for section C. And you must remember you'll only be marked for the first 2 that you have answered. We're looking at question number 2, answer only the required number of questions. Answers in excess of the required number will not be marked. So what does that mean? It means if you decide that in section C, for example, you answer 2 questions, they will only mark 1, which is the first one you have responded to, and the second one will not be marked. Just imagine you were so good in your second one, but not so good on your first one, and then you will be marked on the one that you were not good at, and you lose valuable marks that you need in order to pass this exam, and also this will contribute towards your final year mark. Number 3, answer the answers correctly according to the numbering system used in this question paper. So you need to use the answering that you have in your answer book and also in the question paper. It must correspond. So make sure that your answering, it is correct and is correspond with what you have in the question paper on your answer book. Number 4, write the question number above each answer. So it is important that above each answer you write the question number. Read the question carefully. I cannot emphasize the importance of this. In most cases, when you're reading, you think that it's the question that you've once read in the past because you would be doing past paper before you go write exam. So do not make any mistake of thinking what you're reading is what you've seen in the past. Make sure you read carefully so that you understand what you're supposed to be answering. Number 6, start each question on a new page. What does that mean? If you still have page on your section A, compulsory question, or on your section B, question 1, you need to respond to the next question on a new page. Then number 7, leave 2 or 3 lines between subsections or questions. So that is very important for your section A, which is the compulsory question, to make sure that you leave lines. And the reason you need to leave lines so that you make given your writing neat, so that the examiner can see now you are moving to the next section. Leave the lines, 2 or 3, it's advisable. Then we're looking at number 8, Answer the question in full sentences and ensure that the format, content, and context of your response comply with cognitive requirements of the questions. It is important that you do not use the language that you use if you're chatting with your friends on WhatsApp, Facebook, or whatever you call it. For example, you do not use etc., right? You need to write in full. You don't use etc, but you write it in full. Same thing, for example, you are expected to write it in full because you are expected to use the full wording for your answer or full sentence for your answer, and also make sure that your sentence it makes sense and it's readable to the next person. Use only black or blue ink. You are supposed to use only black and blue ink, and the reason you have to do that is because the markers are using their own separate ink, so they need to see the difference when they looking at your work and what they have marked. It's make it easy for the markers to ensure that they can see what you wrote and what they have on their side. And then number 10, you may use non-programmable pocket calculator. It is important for you to understand that you have to use a non-programmable pocket calculator. And the reason you have to use non-programmable calculator, because if you decide to use programmable calculator may store information which might be seen by the examiner or invigilator as if you are copying in the exam, and that is not. That is a punishable offense. So you don't want to find yourself in that situation. Make sure the calculator that you are using is non-programmable. If you're not sure, ask your teacher in class, is this a programmable or a non-programmable calculator? As that will be important for you to know which calculator you should use and which one you should not. Then number 11, you need to write neatly and legible. So it is very important for you to ensure that your handwriting is visible to the next person. If you're not sure about your handwriting during the year, you should ask your neighbor, can you see what I have wrote? Can you read what I have wrote? That helps you to improve throughout the year in a way that you are writing what can be seen by the markers. You need to remember that the markers will not have privilege to ask you what were you trying to say here. They can't see your handwriting. So you need to make sure that your handwriting can be seen by next person without the person having to ask you any question. That takes us to the end of the instruction and information. I wish you all the best as you're preparing yourself for Economics Paper 1. Can you please subscribe to my YouTube channel? It's Economics 199, and the TikTok is also Economics 199. I will be posting the same videos throughout the year, and thank you.